Mm.
The Monday Blues, 9 p.m. Monday. Cheers.
Yeah, thanks for that, Peter Hitch. 3, 2, 1, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Amal, and joining me tonight, I have Andy, Carl, Moose, and George. And we are the Monday Blues, coming off the back of what was a seriously impressive victory against the Geelong Cats at the MCG on Friday, the 21st of June, 2024. The Baggers got up 21-12, 138 to Geelong's 11-9-75. How good is it to be a Bagger at the moment, ladies and gentlemen? Now, before we go around the grounds, this is going to be a good around the grounds as well. I'm going to quickly throw it over to George for a quick shout out.
Absolutely. I probably should have got Peter Adrian to say 902. we usually do go 902 to all the people in the chat. As always, thank you for your patience. Just shouting out our sponsor, bluescrypto.com. So he's actually had a couple of really exciting innovations recently. So he's released their new website, bluescrypto.com, with a new e-commerce Web3 marketplace. So it brings real utility to the fan token, to the Orders project as well. I'm going to share a link in the chat to basically show you what exactly that means. It's a really good YouTube video that's explanatory of it as well. So Orders got his weekly Ask Me Anything as well on his YouTube channel. Get around it. It's actually a really exciting time for him, for people who hold the fan token as well, whether you're a seasoned investor or new to investing. Really exciting opportunity to get around something that's really cool and innovative. You can get around him on email, Telegram, Twitter, X now, the kids call it, and bluescrypto.com. So once again, big thanks to Ur. Check out the most recent video. I've just popped it on the chat of the exciting new Web3 marketplace that's just launched. Congratulations to Ur and bluescrypto.com, and thanks for getting around us.
On your Ur.
Well done.
On your Ur. Let's go around the grounds. Moose, how was your weekend? How's Friday night?
Yeah, really good, cold, but very good. Look, I'm going to be positive here and say, look, they did what we
What? What? Hold up, what?
We've been longing for this because we know that's what they're capable of. I do have a few things to sort of raise, but we'll wait till later on. We'll keep it sort of positive and optimistic and good and happy right now. When we'll focus on the areas of improvement later, I think. But it was
Take him
good
off,
to watch.
Get him out of here, this bloke. Get him out.
It was good to watch. I'll tell you what, it was freaking good to watch. It was good.
Carl.
Yeah, I'm going to go a bit different than Mus. Probably the best game we've played in a very, very long time.
Yeah.
Good to see. But yeah, probably should have been 31 goals. True, Mus? Great
Don't
game.
get me started.
Great game, 4 quarters, what we've wanted for a long time, and to a great opposition.
Georgie.
Absolutely incredible, man. What a way to start the weekend. I went with a couple of colleagues actually on the Friday night, and yes, suffice to say, around a few conversations at work today were, geez, we didn't know George was a wild animal at the footy. But anyway, no, it was great. It was great. Converted a few new Carlton fans. And shout out to Cam Bayer, always tuning in. Anyone check up on Macca? Macca, I think, look, if we had him on the Thursday night preview, and I'll tell you what, if every time we get him on, we're going to have a 10-goal win, have him on every week, because that is fantastic.
Can I just say with Macca, I have heard from Macca. I actually heard from Macca during the game. And there was a bit of banter going back and forth during the game. And he was like, yeah, you won all that. Yeah, good. But what have you done for 30 years? Oh, he's doing those ones.
I got that today.
Yeah. Sorry, George.
Friday, 10:23 p.m. I got a message. Don't ever ask me to come on the pod, please.
Ask me if he's
great having you, mate. Absolutely great.
What a
to have you.
champion.
No, it was how good. Honestly, how good. It was went home, watched the replay, and just absolute greatness. Andy?
Yeah, I'm with all you boys, as Georgie said. What a win, you know. It was just never in doubt the whole game. They'd get on a 2 or 3 goal run, and that was it. Like, there was never any time where I felt we're going to lose this, or we might lose this, or we're letting them a bit in. Third quarter was a bit, we wasted opportunities. But I mean, other than that, like, we dominated that quarter. We dominated the whole game. I got to sit with you boys for a half. I also sat with our good friend Morris for another half, and seeing, you know, two different styles of fan groups. Yeah, like where we sit is fairly subdued, thanks to Granny behind us, who wasn't there on the weekend.
Who wasn't there?
Made it, you know, quite a fun night in that section. But when I went to Morris's section, wild. These blokes have been going to the footy together, and there's, I don't know, there's about 30 blokes, you know, sitting next to each other, and they've all gone to the footy together for decades, right? And they're old school. They are old school. And it was great. It was a great experience. So thank you to Morris for allowing me to join. And what a win, boys. What a great win. And we'll get into the specifics of the win. But shout out to everyone in the chat too. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already. And a quick shout out to a great man I met on the train, Mahmoud, and his son. I saw him in the comments bring up that I did call a smashing. Now, I'll call a smashing every win, every game. So it wasn't too special. I'm not Nostradamus, but pleasure to meet you, mate. Absolute pleasure. Amal, how was your weekend?
It was really good. And before I go into it, just a quick shout out to Ur, who's thrown another 80 towards us as well. Thanks, George, for the generous shout out. Much love from Blues Crypto. Much love to you, Ur. You're a legend.
Thank you for your generosity, Ur. Get around bluescrypto.com. Some really exciting advancements. How exciting for him to build it up and actually advance into something really exciting week on week. So if you haven't already, get around bluescrypto.com and all their socials as well. Well, thanks, Ur. Well done.
It was a relaxing weekend. It was a relaxing game. Weirdly, sort of building up into the game, there wasn't nerves or anything. Maybe a slight bit, but going into the game, and sort of sitting throughout it. Aside from maybe a tiny bit in the third quarter where we had opportunities, didn't capitalize, and Geelong was starting to get a few on the board. Other than that, it was at zero. I was sitting at halftime with my hands in my pocket, literally sitting back on my chair, going, well, this is weird. Because we were up by like 5 or 6 goals about halftime. And the only reason we were up by more is because fucking Jeremy Cameron kicked that goal that shouldn't have been a goal at halftime. And then, sort of the weekend came about, and Ash played a shit round of golf. I shot 87 or 88, which was bloody terrible. But it didn't matter because Carlton thumped Geelong. And then, what was it, Sunday morning? Bit off track and not footy related, but it's good to see the home country Afghanistan get a win against Australia for the first time. How
incredible was that?
Oh, mate.
That was incredible.
Mate, I couldn't believe what I was witnessing. Our opening batsman in Ibrahim Zadran and was it Goodbuzz? It was Goodbuzz. What an opening lineup. Our bowling in Naveen and bloody Faruqi, the in-swingers that they're able to throw down is ridiculous. But pitch, call it what you want, Lou. We beat Australia. We beat them for the first time. It was Maxwell. As soon as Maxwell came in, I thought, man, he's going to do it again to us. The guy scored 200 runs in the 1 days, and I had PTSD when he came on. We were sort of struggling to bowl to him, and he was starting to smack us around. But thankfully, we got it done. Good weekend. Really, really good weekend for sport. Now,
so what was that? Was that golf or what was that one?
Cricket.
Oh,
cricket.
Cricket. Sorry.
And Australia's on the back foot now. They've got India next. We have Bangladesh. There's a chance that Australia loses, and there's a good chance that Afghanistan beat Bangladesh. So who knows what's going to happen in Group A? Anyway, footy. The Blues win by 63 points. This was by far the best performance we have seen from the Blues in how long?
Very long time.
The most complete performance.
Now, I don't even know. I don't even know where to start. So I'm going to throw it out to you boys. Who do we talk about first? Which part of the game do we talk about first? Where do we praise first? And then we'll go to Mus and we'll find out where he wants to critique as well.
Can I throw a name out there that we can praise? And it's a name that we've been praising for weeks, but Alex Cincotta needs. He is becoming a problem for our opposition. And at the start, like, it's not very often that you have a tagger who can damage you the other way, right? And he's able to hit the scoreboard. He's able to get his touches. Tom Stewart was moved to the forward line in the last quarter. Like, if that is not one of the biggest, like, conceding, that's Chris Scott, absolutely dumbfounded, had to change something, and he's moved arguably one of the best defenders in the league. Well, it's no argument. One of the best defenders in the league to the forward line just to try something. And that is a testament to Voss's coaching and Alex Cincotta's drive, I'll say. His willingness to just do whatever it takes to play that role and be that role player that we've yearned, like we've cried out for someone to just be that role player, be that player. So Cincotta for me, man, it wasn't the best on ground. That's not what I'm saying, but the most important
never say die
is the
mentality.
argument. Yeah, exactly.
How good was it in the Voss press conference when he said, I just tell him that this is the assignment, and he's like, yeah, no worries, I've got it, I've got you, I'll do it.
I'll get it
like
done. I'll get it done.
Yeah, I'll get it done. Like look at the names you got. There was Bobby Hill. He done well on Papley. I know Sydney got the better of us, but he done well on Papley. Merritt, Tuke Miller, Tom Stewart. This man is literally looking at Zach Butters. So he's basically saying he's just going through a list of all Australians. He's just going through a list of all.
Literally,
like he's systematically going through and dismantling them all, and then it's the difference. But like between just tagging him out and doing not knocking, like say Windhager is an absolute weapon of a tagger, James Jordan as well, whatnot. But what he's doing as well is he's getting on the scoreboard every week. He's actually hurting them on the other direction, which is amazing. He's taking his chances, so well done.
And here's the most impressive thing with Alex Cincotta and his new role. He started off with forwards, right? So he started off in his would you call it native position with Carlton in the back line and started tagging people in the back line. He's then moved into the midfield and he started tagging the likes of Merritt and Butters and Tuke Miller. And now he's taken it full circle. He's now been in the forward line and he's tagged one of the best defenders in Tommy Stewart. The guy can go anywhere and be impactful, not only as a tagger, but he's proven that he can nullify people in the back line. He can get up forward and kick goals, and he can get the ball in the midfield while also negating their best midfielder as well. This guy is like a flower unfurling. That's a weird as. I'm just going to step back now.
Yeah, man. You know what? Though, but even when he come in last year and he showed great signs. I think he was a bit unlucky that he got dropped. You've seen that he was going to be good, but you had, you don't want to say these other names that probably got picked before him, but they should have stuck with him. Bit stiff on him, but he's a star, man.
Cincotta for me is when we remember Carl, we called it out a while ago, and it's probably right last year when you said it. He's just going to get it done wherever you put him. So it's evident now that whoever we play, they're going to put their best player on him. So automatically, I mean, Voss's game plan is probably going to be to go to that player anyway. So it's a given that he's going to go to the best player of the opposition wherever they are, or they're going to go to him. Work it out. So
what a weapon, yeah. What an absolute weapon! Like if your best player is a forward, yes, sweet, we'll put Cincotta on. He's a defender. If he's a midfielder, yeah, he's got the tank. He's got the body. He can outmuscle you in contests. He can make sure he just bodies you out of every contest. If he's a defender, yeah, sweet, we'll chuck him there too. He can kick goals. Yeah. So now you have to be accountable, and what a weapon to have in our arsenal.
A good friend Morris, it's with the $8. It's simple. We are now a team-based system that our non-star players have lifted. led by Captain Cripper, Andrew Russell, take a bow. How fit do we look? It's an interesting point with Andrew Russell. We were all very, very, very critical of Andrew Russell because of the amount of injuries that were sort of mounting up at the club. I'm looking at this in a more positive way. Has he uncovered the people that we don't want in our side?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Yeah,
I'm just look. It's been
we've had a couple come back, but there's a lot of one to twos that are still out. Yeah,
constantly though. It's
no, I don't think so. I don't think so. I feel like when it was under that pressure, when it was 4 or 5 weeks back, where I think Vossi said they're going to come out and they're going to ease the load and try different things, and it looks like they have, and the injuries have decreased. So maybe it was him putting that extra stress on these players and causing all these injuries, but I don't know.
It was a bit unprecedented with the way the season panned out with an early bye, and them saying they advertised sort of publicly there was a heavy training block at the start. Obviously, I mean, he's strength and conditioning coach, but we had, I think, is it they want to go into Andrew Russell deep convo, but is it his fault that, for example, your same sort of players are breaking down consistently? You know, you got your Marchbank, Cunningham, your Jack Martins, these guys who are, you know, generally speaking, on the injury lists, majority of most recent seasons. The Chera, the Sard one was a bit concerning. The Chera, the recurring injuries were a bit concerning. The Walsh back one looked a bit concerning for a little while. But I guess now, like, we look at our injury list now going into what is one of apparently the more easier runs statistically going into September. You know, we're coming out looking, you know, really good with Chera, Cotters, and a couple others coming back. And then you've got, I mean, we'll talk about the Richmond preview soon, but they're, I mean, again, a little bit of luck, of course, with their side, but they've been decimated with injuries and whatnot. So is it Russell's, I guess, is it his responsibility or his fault that, you know, the same players seem to be on the injury list?
I think not.
That's a fair question to ask. What'd you say, Moose?
I think not. I think it goes, well, number one, obviously everyone's built differently and everyone sort of conditions themselves a little bit differently, preps themselves a little bit differently. There's only so much that Andrew Russell and the club can do. Yeah, George.
We don't look gassed. We aren't looking gassed like we used to. And I'll raise this comment by Liv Felina. We're a fit team now, run over teams in the last quarter. Russell needs to be praised. And you take that, absolutely. Like, we don't look as gassed as we used to in running our games where we used to give, you know, throw everything at the opposition, and then all of a sudden we're going to anticipate a 4 or 5 goal run against us. But yeah, I'll keep it up. May the good times keep rolling. It's beautiful.
Can I throw another name out there?
Go for it.
Matty Always.
Good on
amazing. It's amazing what happens when small forwards get going. So we've struggled so much with our smalls going missing during games, and Always is commanding his spot. He's saying, I'm the premier small forward in this team. And he's not that small. I mean, he's small, but he's not, you know, tiny.
Smallish.
But what were forward 50 entries? Anyone got that, Amal?
I don't know. While we get that, I want to talk about just slightly diverting off Matty Always. Zach Williams passed to him.
Freakish.
So we were sitting in line with that kick, and we said that he stuffed that kick up. He didn't mean it, and it was Moose, Carl, and myself. We're like, no, he didn't mean that. No way, he didn't. That. The ball.
I still don't reckon.
Watch the replay.
I don't think he did.
Watch the replay.
He didn't.
He absolutely meant that. He had eyes at Always, and look at the way he drops the ball. Yeah, he meant it.
Yeah, he meant it. He did.
Yeah. He absolutely meant it. So
who was the other player on the other side?
Kurno.
I'm trying to think now. It was Kurno, wasn't it?
It was Kurno or Harry. Yeah. But Always' ability to read the play, and even just with that kick to get that low and to take the ball cleanly, man. Always is really commanding his spot, and it's something that spot it's highly contested at the moment, especially once Jesse Motlop's back in.
One thing with Always, he goes missing sometimes, but yeah.
But he's always good for two.
I
He's always
get-
good for one or two.
Yeah, he's done this before, and that's why he's still on the list, right? So he'll have a good patch of games, and then he'll go missing.
Yeah, well, that's all that matters. That's all that really matters. So, like for me, it's yeah. As long as he does this in patches, so as long as his off games aren't for patches, yeah,
just
As
enough,
long
just
as
does
he-
enough. Yeah,
Should we go back to his Adelaide game where he did that thing? Right?
yeah. Look, look, he stuffed that up, you know. But we're sitting pretty at second
Yeah.
place right now, you know. Like,
And don't forget as well, with small forwards, not all of them are going to have like a Papley type attack on the footy where they're going to run into the midfield and rack up the ball. Most small forwards across the AFL, if you look at their teams, they're going to have 7-8 touches a game, if that, and they've got to take those chances. They've got to get those 2 or 3 goals from there. So credit to him this year,
and they're damaging.
yeah. And but credit to him, he's actually taking his chances and he's pretty accurate. Like he's
He's a great shot.
reliable. He's been a reliable kick on goal.
Inside 50s wise, it was 58-43 Carlton's way.
we dominated. We
Happy with that
absolutely
one?
dominated.
What did we kick?
Our
21
scoring
goals?
efficiency- Our
21,
scoring
yeah.
efficiency when we go in. So I was talking to a non-Carlton fan at the game, and he pointed out he's like, I think is one of your most dangerous forwards because he's always good for a couple. But he also said, when I watch your games, Carlton games, he said, you guys don't need that many inside 50s. When you go in, you just look like you're going to score. So our efficiency from entries is huge. So statistically, I think I was looking at the last few weeks, 1 in every 2 times we go in, we're going to score.
Well, that's what it is. Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
That's actually wild.
How
do you-
I was
that, like-
saying most dangerous forward.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy, and I want to drop another name for you. We'll get to the big names. Yeah, we'll get.
We're going to go
GDK.
through the 23. We're going.
We'll get to all that.
You're gonna hit all night.
But it's one of those games, right, where moments counted, moments mattered, and I feel like with this player, it's Harry Mackay. I feel like his moments mean a bit more, only because since when does Harry mark it in the pocket and not snap it?
Yep.
And he was hell bent on kicking drop punts, and he did not miss. And what that could do for his confidence, which is already pretty good, mate. I loved seeing that especially in the last quarter.
Mus was confused. Mus looked at me like
That was scary for me, bro. Like, what is going on?
That's absolutely like he's over his demons. What was that? I missed that.
Cop that in the mouth, Mus.
Yeah, look. I like what he's done with his game, and you know what? I'll give him the
Here we go.
I'll give him the credit where it's due.
Check your temperature. Check your temperature.
He's been he's done his job and more. So credit absolutely. As long as he stays confident, I think it's a confidence thing for Harry. So as long as he remains confident, we won't have a problem.
For me, Harry on the weekend just looked different. He was just different. There was
all did.
Maybe it was
We
Ben.
all did. I swear we all did.
We did.
I-
we did.
There was a passage in the last quarter where it was just handball to handball, right? It was just one of those handball.
The one to Walsh.
I don't even. I don't know which one it was. It was in the last quarter, and I just remember sitting back and I'm like, I'm watching a good side. This is a good side. These are the Hawthorns from back in the day. This is the Geelongs from back in the day. You know when you just watch a good team play, and you're like, geez. For years, we were miles off that. We were miles off that. And now, like this was the very first time where I was like, for real, we're the real deal. We are a good side, and that's why, like, I feel like everybody was just on the weekend. Everybody was on.
100%. You couldn't pick a fault, but Harry in particular for me, like especially when it comes to his kicking motion, it was methodical. There was never any variance to it for any of his kicks on the weekend, and that's why he did so well from wherever the angle was. And in that last quarter where you got the first one, that set up the whole fourth quarter, and it was they weren't playing. They were playing off instinct. I felt that last quarter, it was all just second nature to them. It was
Mhm.
so good to watch.
Mhm.
Oh man, that
Got
was
another
You know
name.
what, though?
How good,
Okay.
before we go to the next name, how good was seeing Harry's celebration after that kick? So when he was 35 or 40 out on the boundary, and everyone thought he was going to snap it, it wasn't that sweet spot, but he went back with such confidence and he slotted it through, and you could tell it meant a lot to him, right? The confidence, like, and still, I don't think there's any player in the AFL that gets these words mentioned when he's going for a kick, a goal, and all you hear is demons, mental, demons and whatnot. They just keep talking about, obviously and look, maybe rightly so, because last year was a really up and down year, but he keeps getting that mention every time he marks the ball. The mental demons. What's he going to do? This, that. So if you go back and watch the replay, I think I watched it 3 times, but he literally, you can see how much it means to the guy. And even at the game, you could just feel that energy. So on you, Harry.
Good call out. It does my head in how they, again, language, the language used around Carlton. I mention this every week.
Friday was bad.
It was horrid, right? Max King can't kick. He's a dud. He is an absolute dud of a footballer, right? But they talk about him like he's Tony Lockett. They talk about him like he's a legend. Bro, if Harry got treated like Max was, I don't think he'd have the demons that he's got. But we're all very susceptible to falling into the media trap, media language. So it almost planted the seed in our heads as well, that this guy's got demons. And imagine what it would have done to him. Whereas Max King will kick 1 goal 6 every week, and bro, he's a gun. He's in the top 10 in the league, and
Bro, Harry was pretty cooked at one point. Yeah, I get where we're at now, and alhamdulillah, everything's going good, and he's confident. But we was pretty fucked up, bro.
Yeah. I get that. But you got to ask yourself, bro, what does all this media attention, this negative media attention, do to a player, right?
Well, absolutely, I'm not denying that.
So this is what I mean. It's okay when, your coaches are calling you out on it and your coaches are talking you through it. All right, the fans who watch you week in, week out, they're going to have a go as well. But, bro, it's also why don't St Kilda supporters give shit to Max King? Because they haven't got the media on their fucking... No one cares about St Kilda.
They don't matter. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
But this is the thing. Carlton, negative Carlton articles, Georgie's pointed this out 100 times, gets clicks, gets sell papers. Exactly right. And it just does my head in. And it shouldn't. Because on one hand, I'm like, external noise doesn't matter. I just want to win a flag. That's what I've been repeating to myself over and over. But it just does my head in. The unfair treatment that Harry has received. And look, I understand he hasn't been the best and goal kicking wise, but he's done a lot of other things right over the years that just gets glossed over by the media. And they're not happy. They weren't happy to point those out, but they were more than happy to point out when he was having a shot on goal. And imagine being him. Imagine being Harry in those moments, bro, fighting your own demons. Yeah. And you got to deal with, it's the actual official AFL media that's having a crack at me now. Like, that just done my head in. So good call out, Georgie.
And you said it the other day as well. The language used. So when I went home and watched the replay, BT, mate. I just mute the TV at this point, right? So first 20 seconds, Walsh gets the head smashed into the turf by Dangerfield. He's like, it looked like Dangerfield tried to hold him up, and Walsh obviously
threw his head down.
Forcefully through his head. And then he done it again, I think in the second or third quarter, where he's like, and there it is again, Walsh just lowering his head, and then, Kerno gets a free kick for chopping the arms. Richo chimes in. Yeah, Carlton scored the most goals from free kicks this year. Oh, yeah, and they just come on and chime on about it. Just Carl, take it away, honestly. I can't. I don't have words for it.
They can all cop it in the mouth, man. But take it good.
Gotta give him the
when you got the opposition coach coming out and saying that you're beaten by a good team, it must be telling you something. So we're going places, boys.
Hopefully and the trophy case at the end of the year, mate. Going trophy case shopping.
100%. And look, we've still got a few names to mention. Now, Andy, you said before you had another name. Who was it?
Oh, Sorry. Before I wanted to say that, I'll point something funny out. If we all did an All-Australian team, right? How many Carlton players do you think we'd put in it? Because I honestly think we've got like 7 or 8 that could genuinely be All-Australian this year. And the next one I'm going to say, no, Weeders won't get it.
No,
the next name I'm going to say for me is an absolute lock for All-Australian. That's Nick Newman.
Yeah,
Nick Newman.
Has to be.
What a player. What a man. Like, he's another one. He just does his job week in, week out. And it's so good to see. We've needed players like this for decades, literal decades.
Yep.
And now we're watching what Brendan Bolton was talking about all those years ago. We're watching those green shoots. And we're watching, you know, the result of the green shoots was players like Nick Newman coming in, gun players like Georgie Hewitt coming in. You know, those players who aren't A graders. They're technically not A graders. They're not your superstars, but they are superstars. Nick Newman is a superstar.
When you look at our list, we don't actually have bar Cripps, maybe Walsh. We don't actually have superstars.
Walsh is a certified superstar, mate.
Curno.
Yeah.
Curno. He's like
our spine, bar our spine, and we've said this before. Our fringe players are not great at all. Mm-hmm. But they're getting the job done.
Well, that's always goes back to my thought of it's not your best 10 that win you a premiership, it's your bottom 12 that win you a premiership. It's the ones who can play their roles, the role players, the job doers, the guys who just get it done. And Nick Newman gets it done every week. How good was it seeing him kick a goal? I loved it.
Yeah.
You know what was
even better? Nick Newman. Sorry, you go on.
You know what was even better for me? He almost cleaned up Harry Mackay, but the bloke just got up straight away, and nothing. Harry Mackay took 15 minutes and a HIA test before he came back on. Nick Newman just kept running. Guy's a freak, man.
Yeah. Trex in the comments having an absolute meltdown if I didn't say Newman. I just caught up on it. Sorry, mate.
Newman, just if you go back and watch the replay or any game, really, not a lot about Newman, just something not really footy related. Just watch how he runs. He runs like a guy that's come out on a winter's morning that's gone to run to get the mail from the mailbox, and he quickly runs back in the house. He does this half power walk, half like a Kath and Kim little quickly, just a little shimmy side to side. Just watch it. Just watch after he kicks his goal, how he waddles back. It's the best.
That's a brilliant shot.
Next one that I think we should call out, and Cameron Bayer just brought her up. Lockie Cowan, Lockie Cowan.
What a goal! What a goal!
The best moment of the game for me. Best moment of the game.
Yeah.
I love it.
Same. I love seeing players kick their first goals. Like, I love it.
It was good. Akers set it up though.
Yeah.
Actually,
props to Akers. Yeah, without Akers, that doesn't happen. Yeah, absolutely.
And he just
gave him the moment.
Went to Super Saiyan mode, the stance. He saw how much it meant to him as well. He was. Yeah. That's good on him, man. Yeah. What a unit. He's quietly putting his hand up to solidify his place in the best 22.
I would not at this stage. I don't care who's on the injury list at the moment. I don't think he comes out.
No, of course not.
Nope.
I was crying for him to come back when he wasn't getting the game.
Yes, you were.
I don't know why. Anyway, it goes back to obviously the system at that time.
Interesting, Dos.
Righto.
Oh no.
We're gonna have a few headaches with some players coming back in, because you don't really want to change the team, I guess. But there is players that you almost want to come back in, so that's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Before we go on to who comes in and who comes out, because that's a serious discussion point here. I think that one more person that we should probably call out is Elijah Hollins.
Yep, Bubba.
New contract.
He's
I love him.
Dead ass. I don't know where we're going to get the money to pay this guy. Give him whatever he wants.
We'll chip in.
We'll find that.
Give him whatever he wants, huh?
How calm is he in front of goal, and how confident do we feel? Like, how relaxed do we feel as supporters when the ball's in his hands?
If I could bet on him every set shot he has, I'd be a billionaire, because he's just money all the time. Like he gave the ball up to McGovern.
Yeah, that's what I was going to talk about. How funny was that?
That was great. We all celebrated, and then we're like, "Oh, bullshit!" And then it came back, and he just goes back and kicks it from 50.
Yeah, all right, I'll do it. All good.
It didn't matter. But one key word you used there, Andy, all the time. It's not just the goal kicking. I don't think he does anything wrong. He doesn't do anything wrong.
Nope.
He
He's
just
smooth.
look at his work around the ground. He'll break a tackle. He'll get the key handball to free up someone. He'll kick it into the center to or do the switch. Like, he doesn't do a lot wrong. So if you watch what he does around the ground, and he's got a tank on him as well, and to have 2 picks shuffled back and swap a third for a 4th rounder, amazing. I mean, there was a lot of hype on him, obviously, and we talked about that, bargain buy or whatnot. But the guy is seriously backing it up, and he deserves a new contract. Absolutely.
Well said by Petra there. Absolute natural. He's a natural footballer, and I don't know who said it last week. It might have been Georgie, might have been Amal. I'm not sure. But he's got a swagger about him.
Yeah.
He walks around like he's Wayne Carey 1996. Like just that chest out. He's just got swag. And I love that. I love everything about Elijah Hollins. I think he's a gun. I think he's a champion.
Even when he kicked the goal, he's just like, yep. He was just nonchalant. Love it.
Yeah.
He knows he's good.
Yeah.
He knows he's good.
Boobs.
It's
We love the
brilliant.
boobs. Good on him.
Brilliant. Mus,
Yes.
You negative Nancy.
what's the problem? Because you know what, I've got one too, but I want to hear yours first.
Yes, we didn't win by 100. So sorry.
That was good. It was good. I maybe you go first, Amal. What's yours?
Just got stage fright.
No. There's a
More to
couple
think
of
about.
things. I just want to see where Amal's going and how far he's going.
I called it out to Joseph. He was sitting next to me, your brother Georgie. I think it was in the 3rd quarter. Called it out to him. I said, the worst part of our game today, and it wasn't even that bad on Friday.
Post the last comment. Volobowski, please. Sorry, Amal.
Yeah.
Post and pin.
Very good.
Shit.
The worst part of our game on Friday night was our forward 50 entries at times. Now, like I said, this was far from bad, but it was the worst part of our game in the sense that our inaccuracy when it comes to hitting targets, I think, is probably the worst part of our game. Even though Friday night was ridiculously good, I think that's one area that we can still improve on massively. There were far too many times we would try, especially in the 3rd quarter, where we would kick it into the forward line, miss a target, the kick would be wayward, and it would end up in a turnover. But again, like, this is really nitpicking. Really, really nitpicking. But Friday was an excellent game. In a game where we're probably not performing as well, that's the kind of stuff that can really hurt us, especially when we're struggling for goals. If we're going into forward 50, we really want to make sure that we're hitting targets as accurately as possible. And I think that's probably the area, aside from everything else in the game, that we could work on the most, and that would make the biggest difference for us. That's my critique of Friday night. What's yours, Mus?
For me, I'm going to go there. We're missing, what do we have? 54 entries. What do we kick? 21 goals, something like that. Yeah, that's one from 2. I think we can be better with Kerno, Mackay, and our forward line and what we've got. We're missing that one key forward who's going to get the ball off the ground and hit the scoreboard and hit it hard. And again, Always has done it pretty well. And I don't think he is that small forward that we've been longing. Is it Motlop? It's definitely not Durden. Let's be real. It's not Fantasia. I really, really hope it's Motlop. Have we missed a little bit of Martin? Probably. But if we can convert, it's probably being a bit, again, nitpicking a little bit, but we could probably get a little bit better in conversions in the forward line. When it gets in, lock it in harder and hit it hard. So I don't know. For me, that's just what's going to take us to that next level. Yeah. But Durden, Fantasia, for me, that's the negative.
Speaking of
I thought Fantasia
sorry.
had a really good, not really good, but a good game in comparison.
I thought he did okay too.
Yeah.
Watching the replay at the game, I was a bit iffy, but watching the replay, He did okay.
Yeah.
He did okay.
Couple of score involvement, score assist. He was good.
He's filling a spot. You know, he's filling a spot for me. Speaking of Durden, I just want to quickly, sorry, Carl, I want to speak about Sam Durden. The club put up a sick post today, and they were just highlighting who the boys follow, I think, in the in soccer, football.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a pretty cool post because randomly Sam Durden goes for Watford, and so do I. I thought I was the only person in Australia that goes for Watford. So
big night,
Sammy Durden. Let me know when you want a big night watching the championship, because we are mid-table in the championship. We're not even in the Premier League. And it's tough. It's hard going watching Watford in the championship because they don't play it on KO. They don't play it on Optus Sport. So it's tough to watch. I've got to stream it not in the legal way. But shout out Sammy Durden. Go the Hornets, mate. That was random as, honestly. Like, I've never met another Watford fan. So
big Nigel Thornberry goes for the Hornets.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Just looking at a couple of stats in the meantime, we're 9th in the AFL on average for inside 50 counts. We're actually 2nd behind North Melbourne for scoring accuracy, going at 54%. North are at 55.6.
Wow.
And we are actually 1st in the league for goal efficiency. So we're taking our chances. Our chances. Richmond are the lowest on the bottom end. We are shot at goal accuracy. We're 2nd behind Port. Scoring I think we are, like, when it is going into the forward line, there's not that incessant repeat entry. Do you remember, was it the Saints game and the Brisbane game last year? That was just the most frustrating watch. And I feel like we've grown so much from that. The Saints game last year, if you recall, we dominated almost every statistic there was, only just to see it come out, go back in, come out, go back in. But to have options where, if Kerno's kicking 5, Harry's kicking 3, are we just chipping in and kicking 3? Do we have 12 goal scorers? Was it 12?
Yeah.
Yep. 12. Yeah. How good.
That St Kilda game you mentioned last year, that was yuck.
Yeah.
That was like we were down by like 2-3 goals, and it was like we weren't even trying. No, it's the one we lost.
The one we lost
earlier. And it was like we were just stuck at half back the whole game. Like, we weren't even trying to go forward. Like, we looked so lost, and the season looked so far away. It looked like, wow, what are we actually watching? Where are we going with this? It looked like we took a massive step backwards. And hey, man, what ended up happening was just amazing. Yeah,
I'll never forget that St Kilda game because I vividly remember Silvani getting that 50-minute
goal.
All I can remember, Andy, is you going, he's gonna miss. He's gonna miss
from the goal square, bro.
He's gonna miss. He's not gonna kick this. Wallah, he's not gonna kick this. And I'm like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Of course he's gonna kick this. 10 minutes.
Only in front.
Oh fuck, he missed. He fucking missed. Oh, no.
I knew it. I knew it. I could, when you have that overwhelming dark feeling, it hit me. It hit
2 decades of that.
Almost 3.
How far we've come where the efficiency, like I think for years we had that sole reliance, right? So we it started, we had Fev, and it was Fev or bust. He would kick half our score, more. And then we had the severe reliance on the Charlie and the Harry. But now to see, Elijah Chincotta's good for a couple of goals. Zach didn't even score. Zach Williams. I don't think Zach Williams had a goal on the weekend, right? On Friday. So he went 4 games, 10 goals. He didn't, but he had a couple of good involvements. Your midfielders love seeing Walshy get a goal. We're really slicing up the opposition with different options that can come in and kick goal, but also our efficiency. So we're playing dangerous footy, and rightfully so, Marcel. You said we can improve. We probably can. I don't think we've seen a ceiling of what we can hit. But what it goes to show is what Andy says all the time is I don't think anyone can, at our best, when we are truly playing at our best, I don't think anyone can match that. That chain in the fourth, and I know which one. I'm pretty sure I know which one you're talking about, Andy. Where we got it forward, and I can't remember who kicked it. It might have been Ollie or whatnot. But the chain of handballs and whatnot, and when Cripps and Walsh work in tandem, there's just this in syncness, and that chain reminded me of. I don't want to think about it, but the third quarter against Essendon last year, where they just handball it from defence to attack, and it was just so smooth. But Geelong kept up the pressure. It wasn't like they were.
The pressure was really high.
They weren't witches' hats. They came into play. So
I think their pressure was close to 200 all night.
100. That's what I'm saying. We forget we played a good opposition. It's not like we played someone shit. So to say that there's improvements, it's almost pretty harsh because you didn't come up against a shit side.
Yeah,
to come out and Geelong by 10 goals, that's pretty big.
Yeah, I think they had good patches
years ago.
They had good patches, and the pressure rating was up there, definitely. But
it was up there all night. It was 200 all night. That's
we made them look crap. Like that's how good we were.
Yeah.
You said something, Georgie, about Cripps and Walsh sinking and all that, and that, like I told you boys before, I wanted to get some footage for the potty tonight, but I couldn't work out how to do it. So if anyone in the chat knows how I can record some footage, let me know.
Footage from the game.
Footage from the game, yeah, not just footage of people at home. I really want to talk about. So the next player, like I wanted to bring up, was Sam Walsh. But let's talk about Walshy and Cripps, right? At the same time, amazing games, right? I really and I took some notes, right? When I was watching live, I picked up a little bit, so I purposely watched during the replay. Let me just find it. So Walsh's midfield work, right? And the synergy he's got with Cripps and whoever else is in the midfield at the time is unreal. Their setup is amazing. Now, it's usually Walsh who plays the sweeper role, right?
Yeah.
And if anyone has ever played footy, they know that the sweeper isn't to go, like the sweeper's not to get sucked into the play, right? The sweeper sits back, and that's exactly what Walsh was doing. And the part that impressed me the most was that he would always move, not to where the ball was or not to, he'd always move to where the player who might get the ball, he'd move into their vision. So if you watch the replay, watch how many times Walsh receives the handball from inside, and Geelong just allowed him to have space as well, right? And that goes, it's a lack of awareness from maybe the Geelong mids, but also a credit to Walsh's work rate, because he would just move on the spot, but within a 2 or 3 meter like patch, just up and down, just literally, he'd move laterally, and he'd always be in the vision. So when we're down and we're getting that hard ball, they look up, Walsh is right there, and Walsh is ready to go, and he's not even calling for it. They just know. They look up, he's there, bang, and Walsh is getting the ball, he's receiving it, and we're clearing it, and we dominated. Our synergy in the midfield over the weekend was the best I think I've ever seen it. I don't know the stats. I don't know how many clearances we got or whatever. When we cleared the ball, it was with intent. And it's something that goes to what you've been calling out for, Amal, which was stop bombing the ball in long, right? So Walsh found the space to be able to, he just put himself in the right position over and over again. And Cripper got 41 touches, not one mark. Didn't take a single mark. If that is not work rate, mate, his ability to get the ball to Walshy and Walsh's trust in Cripps to get the ball out, that's synergy. That's something that's working, and that's a credit to the coaching team, to the midfield coaching team, and a credit to the boys for being able to execute it, because it's all good and well to plan it, but to execute it over and over again. And the Geelong mids had no idea how to defend it. If you watch the replay, watch every centre bounce. Watch what Walsh does. Walsh, like, they're expecting Walsh to go in and follow the ball, and Walsh just played that sweeper role so well. And I'm spewing. I don't have footage of it because the footage that I had would have been like, I should have recorded off my phone maybe. But
Get it.
yeah, it was so good. So credit to the boys there. And now let's just praise Sammy Walsh and Paddy Cripps, please. My captain Walsh.
Crossbones Gaming, can you back up this performance for 2 to 3 weeks though? I think
We'll do it for the rest of the season, bruv.
I'm very interested to know what games you play, because can you back up a performance against me in EAFC 24? I challenge you to that, my friend. I'll smash you.
Shout out to Crossbones tuning in. He's a Sydney member for the last 23 years. So shout out for tuning in. He's might see you what is it, September 28?
28.
See you then.
Pierre Nuns as well. Thanks, lads. Love your show. We love you too, Pierre.
Shout out, Pierre.
Thanks, Pierre.
Can I go to? I don't know how we haven't gone to the clash of the brothers.
1 sec. Let's talk about Sammy Walsh and Cripper first.
I think we've. Okay.
You happy to move on? Because I can compliment those boys for 4 hours.
Cripps burst off the packs, and he's actually like he used to look like he was labouring back a couple of years ago when he was running away from packs, and he'd quickly get the handball out or just smash it on the boot. The man is bursting away. He's bursting away and getting inside 50s. Yeah. He's up there in the coaches' votes. He's right up there in the BNF. He'd be right up there in the Brownlow. And he's just scarily, he's just getting better. And yeah, Paul put it in the comment there. Cripps looks fast. He does. He's I don't know what he's done. Obviously, might have been the off season or whatnot. I know he had a couple of pre-seasons where he's like, I had to bulk up and I trimmed down or whatnot. But whatever he's doing, keep doing it. And I think Walsh coming back in was just like a Batman and Robin sort of thing. He's just they worked so well in tandem.
He had the baby, so maybe that took a bit of the load.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, he actually had the baby.
Oh wow! Oh wow! Oh
wow! The thing is, though, I'm just going to move right along with Cripps and Walsh. He's gone. He's left. Oh wait, he's back. It's not just Cripps and Walsh, right? Obviously, their ability to be able to get the ball and move the ball and run and do all those things is a testament to the guys like your Kennedys and Hewitts and the Akers, and obviously not playing out, but the Cottrells and Hollands, because they're making it easier and they're putting in their 1%ers as well. So it's not just all on Cripps.
Definitely,
absolutely, most good point.
You're still stuck on the load?
It was next.
No, I'm not stuck on a load, mate.
Tom the Cunning and his brother.
Oh yes. The first goal. Just get out of my way.
Actually, just outed him out of the way.
Yeah.
Move, man.
Move your little dog.
Said, move, man.
Tom's the older brother, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
3 years, I think, or something like that.
Sam is a premiership player. He's got that, of course, but he just showed him, mate, what are you doing in the ruck? This is my domain. Move. Get out of the way.
Yeah.
Grabs it.
He bullied him.
Banana on the left.
How funny it was quarter time when he threw the ball at him.
Yeah.
That killed me.
Not the first
Sam had a good game, though. Sam was good.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah,
He's
Sam
a good player. He's a good player. He's no Tom, but he's handy.
Is it fair to say we got? Sorry, George. Is it fair to say we got the best of the bruvs? Yeah, like Mackay. Govern.
Yes.
No contest. I still think Jeremy's one of the greatest West Coast Eagles players of all time.
Yeah.
Mitch is handy, absolutely.
Holland? Oh, we got both.
With TDK, the opposition ruckman in the games that he's played against have also done okay in some of them, but he always one-ups them. I think he always gets the better of them.
Because he's not just a ruckman. And that's what other ruckmen struggle with. He's not just
another mid.
He's another midfielder. Man, he was getting center clearance. He's roving his own tap work.
I think he had like 20 contested possessions.
Yeah,
it's crazy numbers.
6 or 7 clearances.
Was it the highest rated? It was the highest rated game of any player this year.
Any game. That's right. That's massive.
Yep.
Mate,
do you think he's in? Do you think he's in all Australian contention?
I was just about to ask that question. He'd have to be.
I think he's the 1, 2, and 3 ruckman.
It'll have to be him or Grundy.
They'll choose Grundy probably because of the story, but it's look. I think it's TDK, but I don't care if he's not because all I care about is premiership. That's all I care, and I don't think he'd care if we win the premiership either. Like when we win the premiership. Sorry.
Yeah, and if it's not all Australian contention, he's definitely putting his hand up for $1 million a year. I tell you what.
Oh yeah,
is that a contract next year?
Correct.
Yep.
Correct.
Do you guys think contract talks with multiple players differ if we win a flag this year or when we win the flag this year?
100%.
Yeah.
Do you think our goals in re-signing players changes?
Yep.
No.
All does.
I don't reckon that'll change. You want to keep winning flags. It's not like you want to go backwards.
Thanks, Bevtone. On ya.
But
I'm happy.
Players might look at it like I've won a flag, but I want to go get $1 million a season now.
Bevtone needs to start from the start because Moose did not start the body well.
I think I think it might to an extent, but if hearing some of the language that's come out of the club in the last couple of years, it sounds like these boys want to stick together, and a lot of them have publicly said that. And a lot of the really successful sides in the last couple of decades, famously, whether it be publicly announced or not, have all sort of agreed to work out their contracts together, take slight pay cuts to stay together as a unit. There's some of your Geelongs, I believe some of your Hawthorns. Now, we have I don't want to be talking out of school here, but we have a real chance to build a freaking dynasty here. I'm getting excited thinking about it. Might be getting a little bit carried away. But look at the media that's come out a bit this week, saying, and even like Caroline Wilson, I think I thread up, he's like, I can't see a fault in them, right? Our big 6 now with TDK in it are absolutely firing and getting better. Your bottom third of the players are doing a bloody good job, and anyone who's coming in is backing it up. So I think the language coming out from some of the players when they re-sign is, I love this club, I love the players I play with, and we want to stick together. Your Weitering said that, TDK said that, Harry said that, Charlie said that, Cripps has said that. So the culture that we're building and the culture, and it starts from your captain and your coach. It's come with me, we all stick together. This is, and I feel like there's none of this, we just need X player or X position filled, and then we've got a sort of a complete squad. I feel like that was ticked off when we got Akers on the wing. That was something we sort of sought out for, and we ticked it, and we got Hollins in the draft, and it's like, now we have the group. This is the group.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be a very interesting come contract time, but I really feel like these guys want
to. Can I just say on TDK?
Wait, hang on. Moose wants to leave us to go to a Collingwood podcast.
Depends how much they're paying. Hey, listen, TDK, before we move on from TDK, I'm just going to paint a picture. I've just looked up to my left and I've got a poster of Curnow, Cripper, Walshy, Doherty, and Chera. Fantastic. Looking forward to seeing Chera come back. Anyway, TDK, I'm just going to take you somewhere right now. Obviously, he's young, he's amazing, he's athletic, he's fit, his footy brain is next to none. When his tap work gets better, or when his tap work improves and he becomes that finesse tap ruckman, it's going to be scary. That's all.
I think he's very close to that already.
That's all.
I think the hardest thing for him is getting his jump
leap right.
Timing right. Yeah. I feel like that's something he's. Yeah. Good call.
When he hits that, I'll tell you what, our centre clearances, we're going to be uncontested all over the ground. It's going to be scary.
Call it. I want to. Morris, yeah. Do you want to?
A couple of shout outs really quickly. Morris in, Chera, Martin out, Durden, Fantasia, our best 23 complete. Cotters and Motlop, stiff as side is pretty much complete, and Ollie growing every week. That's a good call out. I mean, I think Yeah, you have to, right? Chera, Jack Martin, you know how naturally talented he is. I really hope he can get his body right because
I don't think we get Martin in.
No, I'm with Andy. Fuck him.
I'm saying that. I don't think we. I don't know. I'm not that famous, but I don't think we get him in. I think Elijah's playing that role very well. I think, like, who are you going to take out? You take out Durden and Fantasia. I would take Cotters and
100%.
everything he brings to the side
100%.
over Jack Martin and his 2 games any day of the week.
Zach Williams,
Personally.
And that's it's
Exactly.
all like an asterisk because of his body, right? So it's you know what he's going to give. And a big shout out as well, Funks that always tunes in. It's coming home, boys. Number 17. I miss you, bro.
Yes.
Thanks for
Coming
tuning
home.
in. Appreciate you getting around us.
Love you, brother.
Yep.
Love you, mate.
I just want to touch on something else he said. Morris said. Ollie is growing every week. Ollie Hollands will be one of the greatest wingmen in the AFL in about 5 years, I reckon. Mark my words. Mark him. He is going to be a superstar, an elite A grader. His work rate is unlike anyone I've ever seen. His work rate is amazing. And I'm a big fan of work rate. I love players who try, who run, who make contests. Once he cleans up his disposal a bit, and once he gets his timing right with the ball,
timing
he's going to be.
That's massive, Carl.
Yeah.
We call it out every week.
Yeah, he'll get there. He's young. Yeah, he's playing his second season. He's a small guy. Once he adjusts his timing with the ball, he will be unstoppable. That's $1 million player in 5 years. When he hits his 24 years old, he'll be worth $1 million easy.
I think as well, just looking at it, the dynamic of having his brother at the club, right? So his brother had big raps on him draft year. So did Ollie. Coming in, I feel like, Ollie's the younger player, but he's got more games under his belt. He's in the squad. Elijah's obviously had to prove himself to the boys socially, emotionally, physically, all that kind of stuff, right? He's coming to the side. He's started to do really well, right? And all of a sudden, there's some media and even some supporters questioning, saying, Ollie, and look, sometimes, he might take a long time to get rid of the ball, or he gets shrugged off and whatnot. But the guy, you cannot fault his effort. The guy gives 110%, right? And he just grows and gets better week on week. And I feel like he's just taking it to another level. And I feel like there's that competition and that banter with his brother, because I think there was a video that Carlton put up a few weeks ago where they were golf, and he was like, I love seeing him do well, but I can't have Ollie win in golf. Like he's like outside of footy, outside of us at the team, I can't have Ollie do better than me at this, or Elijah do better than me. So there's that fierceness and that competition that I think drives them to, rather than plateau, to just one up each other, a healthy competition within the side. So even if they might not say it, even though they said outside of footy, I still think inside the club they want to be the better one, right? And good, that's great. It's fantastic for us. Getting the best out of each other by being in a really healthy, competitive environment.
There's a lot of comments coming through about who comes in and who goes out, and I think it like I said, this is probably the hottest topic. And it's going to be so for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. You've got Chera, Martin, who are probably the two most notable ones that will
Cottrell, bro.
Cottrell is another one. Motlop is another. Sorry, there's four, right? Of those four, who would you want to come back in, and who goes out of the side?
Chera, Cotters, Motlop.
That's it for me. Motlop's on the fringe for me.
I want to see Motlop in, and I want to see him get a block. And if he's not good enough this year, we're trying to win a flag. I don't want to wait 6 weeks for a small forward to hit the scoreboard.
You have to bring him in this week.
Durden and Fantasia for me go out.
Yeah.
Permanently.
Yeah, and I still think Kennedy is our super sub. I honestly think Kennedy makes way for Cotters and becomes our super sub.
Depends who he's playing.
I just think what a weapon. It doesn't matter who you're playing. He can play anywhere.
Yeah, but if you want that run to come from Cotters, like third quarter, 3/4 time, just after half time.
Yeah, cool.
Just depends on who you're playing. But Kennedy absolutely agreed because he can go anywhere.
Yep. Good call, Moss.
I'm so set on this team. I think the balance that we have across the board, so in our defense, in our midfield, and in our forward line at the moment, with the people, with the list that we have at the moment, it's perfect balance. I'm confident in this team's ability. Like the last couple of weeks, I've gone into games slightly nervous, but as each week has gone by with this team, that those nerves have settled and that level of confidence has built up. That confidence is now erring on the side of cockiness with this team. Like what we did to Geelong was bloody ridiculous. Why would we need to change that? Now I get obviously Chera is a great player and everything like that. Cotters brings whatever he brings and Motlop and Martin and so on and so forth. But man, we just smashed Geelong by 10 goals. What unless we are in desperate need to bring even Chera. Well, I'll stick my neck out here and say even Chera. Why bring him in?
Because he's a gun and he's superstar.
Yeah, you have to bring in Chera.
He's a 25 possession player.
We kicked 21 goals against Geelong.
Would have kicked 25.
I see where you're going, Amal. It makes sense. I get it. Because we're here to get a job done, and we're getting it done. So he's got to earn his spot again. It's harsh to say that, but the guys are getting it done, yeah.
There's going to be there'll be some rotation where, for example, if we drop one of the small forwards like you do, and your Fantasia, for example, and then like in the games where Kennedy was being pushed to the forward line or whatnot as well, or something like that. But one person I do feel sorry for, and I think this is going to be a real Paddy Dow situation. Jackson Binns, was knocking. Poor guy was a VFL team of the last year. I haven't watched the most recent couple of games of the VFL, but he was putting together some good early season form. But he's like, I don't think, unless the bar, God forbid, any injuries, I can't see how he's going to break into the side again. I know he had a sub appearance, didn't he, earlier in the year? Was it against the Cats?
Yeah, sub against the Cats. And he got dropped.
Yeah,
half a quarter, I think.
It's going to be another Paddy Dow situation, but how different is our thoughts and our conversation around it? Like before last year, opposition fans were having a bit of banter. They're saying, "Oh, you guys think Paddy Dow is the answer to all your problems. You have a lot more things to deal with." When we were going through our losing streak, and I guess that's where we start to look at, who's not getting picked that can make a difference. But yeah, there's so much good balance now, and that anyone who can come in will get the job done no matter what their role is. And you look at your Chincotters, who can get played in defence, and midfield, and forward. Over the last 6-7 weeks, he's played all three roles. Cher will no doubt come back in. Cotter's going to give you your 15 or 16 Ks. There's going to be niggles or things where players are going to have to take a week or two between now and September. But
where does Cher come back in for who?
Take Fantasia out.
So where does Fantasia plays half forward? Yeah.
Yeah, then Kennedy can rest in the
Kennedy
forward
moves
line,
out of the midfield. I just think I'd rather have in my side Chera and Cottrell over Durden and Fantasia.
Yep.
And you just move the magnets around. And they're not going to move around that wildly. It's not going to be that much of a dramatic shift for those two. I think the dramatic shift comes in for me when Jack Martin comes in.
I hope he does. I'm over him.
He's not going to come in. He's not going to come in.
I'm over him. Done with him.
But when that name does
on the way back,
when that name does pop up again, and we're going to have to all right, we're going to find a spot for him now. That's where I think the dramatic shift comes in.
You're right. I agree. You'll start seeing the names of all the likes of. It's bad to say, but the question marks around those players that have been getting it done, whether it's Hollands, whether it's the likes
Fogarty.
of those people. Yeah, Fogarty.
I think Fogarty is a non-negotiable. Fogarty stays in your fucking team.
Fogarty get him
is your pressure. Fogarty, mate, you watch the opposition players with the ball when Fogarty's around, they know they're about to get tackled hard. And even if he doesn't get there for the tackle, they're just rushing it because they don't want to get hit hard by him. He's such a pressure player. And that's where, for me, the dramatic shift will come in now forward line when Jack Martin comes back in. And that's what I'm most concerned about.
I don't think if you're Voss, right? I don't think once he's fit, you just let him back in, right? He needs VFL games. He needs a block of games, right? And I think he has to instill that trust in the playing group and the coaching group and the elite sports sciences group or the body conditioning group, whatever you call it, right? Andrew Russell or whatnot. He has to instill trust that I can play 4 quarters and they're confident in his body not breaking down, because it's not about, we know what he can do. We know the flashes of brilliance. We know he can kick great goals. He can take great marks. He can play above his height and whatnot. We know all that stuff, right? We saw some great stuff in the back end of last season. Can you do it? The question now is, we're starting to play 4 quarters now. There's no more room for passengers. There's no room for someone that can play a quarter or two. There's no room for that.
Get rid of him.
Does everyone in the club trust him?
Get rid of him.
Can they
We've
trust him
moved
to
past
play
him.
that role for 4 quarters?
In the past. He's in the past now.
I'm with you, Carl. The thing is, the system's in full force here. It's well and truly set. So you got to earn your spot. You just don't walk back in because you're Jack Martin. And I've said it before, Chera, I don't know. Chera's a bit of a tough one because
Chera's an A grade. Chera is an elite footballer.
I don't understand what you like. What's the problem with Chera for you?
No, I'm saying he'll probably just walk back in. You're not going to run him in the reserves.
Yeah, but why are you so hesitant on Chera? Is it because of his injuries?
I'm saying no. I'm saying that he walks back in. I really cemented that we've got a system in place. We're no passengers. Everyone's playing 4 quarters. But he's probably the one that sort of just goes, "Well, I'm back, guys. Let me in."
Well, I wouldn't mind Chera playing a couple games in the Resis.
I think he should.
I'd
say if his hammy holds up.
That's exactly right. Let's test his.
I'd like to see it too, but I don't think
give it a go. Or you know what? Bring him in, chuck him in for a half, chuck Kennedy on for the second half. We're playing North in the next few weeks. I think we're playing West Coast. We're going to have games where we can potentially, instead of resting players, let's just bring players in slowly. Then let's reintroduce some players.
I reckon Chera and Motlop both come in this week.
I'm in for that.
It's Richmond. It's probably a good game to try it out. I reckon what Andy just said is brilliant. Bring Chera on for half a game, see how he goes, and if he doesn't do that well, or whatever happens, you want to get some game time under his belt, bring in Kennedy second half. That's brilliant.
I reckon Pitternet comes in as well this week.
That's another name.
Trying to give Tom the Cunning a bit of a rest, because
bit of a spell.
Pitternet.
Oh, Peter.
Yeah, just maybe, a bit of a rest,
maybe. But do you want to stop? Like, he just had a rest last week. He's got momentum going. He's building.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to interrupt that with TDK?
I feel like he's a kind of guy that will be knocking.
You
on
could chuck him forward, yeah. You could, yeah. And to answer Morris's question, I think Cottrell plays 8 quarters a game. I think Cottrell gives it his all from start to finish. He's not a stats player.
Yeah.
No, he's not someone that's going to, break the stats. He gives you, how many meters does he, how many Ks does he give you? 16 Ks.
15, 16 Ks.
That's on average. Like, that's run. That's run that you can't pay for.
He's everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I saw the man limping with flip-flops in Adelaide after the Freo game. He's done 15, 16 Ks, and instead of putting on a comfortable pair of shoes or runners, blokes in Havanas just walking around the airport limping.
Good point there by Cameron. Nankervis is a low-key, big body ruck that we do put Peter in for. I think it could be.
Could happen.
Yeah, horses for courses type situation.
Mm-hmm.
Man, there's so many talking points out of this game. Like, this is genuinely, in the last 6, maybe 7 years, we have not played a game this good. Longer than that, probably even.
Oh, much longer than that.
That's as far as my memory
6,
goes.
7 years. Jeez.
Yeah.
16, 20.
6 years ago, I think we just sacked Bolton.
We've played some good games, but it's been against teams that have been bottom of the ladder, second last on the ladder. It hasn't been against good teams. So,
see, I really like the Port game. A few weeks back. I think this game, I think we played a more complete game.
Just leading up to it.
That Port game, I think, set the tone. It set the tone.
Enough to get it tattooed on you?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
A shout out to, I think the chat agrees about, that there's so much to talk about. There's over 100 of yous in the chat. Hit the like button if you haven't done already. There's 49 likes. There's double of yous in the chat.
Hit the like button. Boy.
The entries to conversion.
Dang.
What happened there?
Can I throw a name out there this time? Jacob Weitering, right? Now it's funny. We made a comment about All Australian and Jacob Weitering before. I think Richo, they said it. They said during the game something about Weitering's, made 3 or 4 squads and missed out a couple of times. But Richo's like, no, that can't happen now. That can't happen again. This is the year, right? He's 2 games against Geelong. Hawkins took 2 marks for no goals across those 2 games, right? Weitering's just blanketed the man. And I was calling at halftime. I said, right now, Geelong should drag Hawkins and put Gary Rowan on. Gary Rowan did more in the first 5 minutes of being on the ground than Hawkins did across the last 2 games against us. But Weitering absolutely blanketed him. He's Terminator. The guy's an absolute Terminator. Morris.
You gotta give that Huck spit on that thing.
It's taking the internet by storm. Tell us what you want to talk about the Huck, Morris. That's
hey, how good is the older bloke behind us who found his wife? He was celebrating. He was
smiling and shit.
Smiling. He went like that at one point.
I think I was celebrating his wife wasn't with him. He was like, yes.
I can stand up. I can breathe.
I'm free. What do you reckon her name is? We've got to ask her what her name is.
Karen has to be.
Yeah, it's Karen.
Oh, yeah, it's Karen.
It's got to be Karen.
Yeah. He was when I came to visit, he was smiling, he looked happy.
Yeah. He was maybe possibly around.
Do you reckon? It's a possibility.
Oh,
shout out to Georgie. I want to give Georgie a shout out. My Uncle Sam just reminded me. He said he just watched the Peter Hitchener video. Now, if you didn't tune in at the start,
play it again,
Georgie, play it again.
Play it again.
Hold on, let me find it. There it is.
The Monday Blues, 9 p.m. Monday. Cheers.
Georgie, what a get. That is an amazing get. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you. I've had a few good gets, but that one was one of the best. So yeah, saw Peter Hitchener. I went up to him, right? So was at a function, and
I'm just going to stop you. Okay. Georgie goes up to absolutely everyone. If you're a celebrity, if you're a football player, if you're a reserves player, if you play for the local Oak Park Footy Club, Georgie will come up to you and ask for a photo or a video.
I've got a repository at the moment, right? And actually, a few weeks ago, I will call out vlog Josh Dacos, who barred me. But anyway, before I get to that, so I was speaking to TJ, Tony Jones, Chompers, outside Marvel. So he was there. I went, hey, Chompers, can I grab a pic? He was like, yeah, okay, mate. Anyway, you got a pic. Andrew Gaze was there with Josh Dacos. Anyway, Josh Dacos is sort of walking away. I'm like, Gazy, Josh, grab you for a sec or whatnot. I was polite, right? I was in work. Yeah, I wasn't, dressed like a degenerate or anything. Gazy's like, yeah, of course, mate. And Gazy's like, hey, Josh, come back. And Josh Dacos just pissed off, right? And I was like, you dog. I was setting him up. I wanted to set him up. I'm like, I'm going to get him. I'm going to pretend it's a photo. I'm going to start recording. I'm going to up the baggers. Anyway, wanted to see his reaction. Anyway, he pissed off. Gazy got the photo. Shout out Andrew Gaze, absolute top bloke. But anyway, saw Peter Hitchener. And I'm like, no, it's not. A photo won't suffice. I have to. This man has to give us a plug, right? All I've known in my household is this man's voice. I know his voice better than I do my own internal head voice. Like I'd pay for this guy to narrate me my life, right? He's just got that catchy voice. So I went up to him. I said, Peter, look, mate, you're just a staple in our household. 9 News, shout out to 9 News. And I said, I just need a favor. Just need to say Monday Blues, 9 p.m. And yeah, he was like, what was it again? Was it Monday Blues? He's like, I'm a Saints fan. I'm like, that doesn't matter, Peter. Just Monday Blues, 9 p.m. Monday nights. Anyway, the first take was drowned out by the music. So I was like, nah, it's not good enough. I need to get him outside. So I waited till he went to the car park. He made his exit. And this guy must have been scared, right? He's like, who's this Middle Eastern man hunting me down in a dark car park in Tullamarine? But anyway, he had his jacket off. He had one foot in the door.
Take my money.
And he's just looking at me. He's like, was the video not good enough? I'm like, oh, Hitchy. Where is Hutchie, by the way?
Where is Hutchie?
We miss you, Hutchie.
He caught
miss
fire.
you. Yeah, but he's got one foot in the car, and he's like, mate. And I'm like, mate, can we re-record? He's like, yeah, for sure. Would you like me to put my jacket back on for it? Like, it's fine, mate. It's fine. It's such a nice bloke, right? I don't know if it was out of fear or just niceties, but yeah, recorded it. And he's like, is the tie okay? Did you like me doing that with the tie? I'm like, mate, it's fine. It's perfect. It was great.
Brilliant.
Don't worry about it. Yeah. So I ended up doing well, and shout out to Peter Hitchner.
On your Georgie.
So thank you, sir.
Good stuff. Made my night when you sent it in the group.
I could not wait. I could not wait to send it to you guys. I was giddy like a little child. I was like, I have to show the boys.
Brilliant.
Very good.
Get on with the votes.
Yes.
I'll talk about. We haven't gotten through the 23 yet. We have to throw up another name.
We've still got another 15 players to go through.
For those watching along, let us know who your votes go to this week. It is going to be a tough week for votes, as Cameron has called out. But let's see who your votes are going to be going to. Mus, I'll throw it to you first.
Like George said,
shit, we have to just start with George.
No.
Start and finish with George.
It is a tough one. It's a very tough week. I'm probably going to go. I'm just reading the chats, actually getting some ideas here.
Shout out, Sam.
I'm going to give one to. Fuck, he's tough. There were so many good passages and good players and link ups, and it's tough. And when you win by 10 goals, I'm going to give one to Charlie. Kick 5 goals. He was that small forward at one point as well. He couldn't do anything wrong. He was good. I'm going to give one to Charlie.
By the way, how good was the goal when he sort of bounced it to himself and then that was
turned
beautiful.
I just thought of
on the radio. They were like, oh, he got a lucky bounce. They hate us, man. Sorry.
No. Go for it. Oh shit! I got that image in my head and Miles Loads and all the rest of it. Anyway,
Crips like.
I never want to hear those two words next to each other again. Amal.
Carry on.
Yes, one to Charlie Curnow, 2 to TDK. He's been fantastic. There's no denying it. And do we play Pito this week? Maybe. Is it going to hinder TDK's growth and development? I don't know. He's pretty developed, but his journey at the moment and where he's going with his game, it's fantastic. And 3 to Walsh missed out, huh? Fuck.
It's a tough one.
3 to Cripps. I don't know. 41 touches. You can't shy away from that. 41 touches and
big game.
He was everywhere. That's me. Sorry, Walshy. Carl?
I'm giving one to Walsh. For all the reasons George is going to say. One to Walsh, 2 to Cripps. Like Mus said, 41 touches, no marks, just a bull inside and outside. And 3 to Tom de Koning, because probably for the last 2 or 3 weeks I've been saying, best game of his career, and he just keeps getting better and better. So 400 meters gained for a ruckman. That's ridiculous. That's amazing. The king gets my free. Andy?
I'll go Walsh one. I'll go my captain too. Wetman. Captain Wetman. Yeah, TDK, it's obvious, TDK, but I want to touch on Cripps, man. What a gun. When we win the premiership, I think he'll be Carlton's greatest captain ever.
Yep.
Taking into context where he's come from, where the team's come from, what he's put on his back for the best part of a decade. And I'm going to have, older people telling me, but, this person and this person and
John Nichols.
Just let us have this. Change the John Nichols.
Let him know we're here.
Trophy. Just name it the Patrick Cripps Trophy. He embodies everything that this club is now becoming. And I think it signals not just a new era, but a new foundation of the football club. And this is who we are now. This is he embodies everything that the future will be as well. And I think he should get credit as a captain if when we win the flag and when he holds that cup up. It's going to be very, very deserving. And I've said this many times, you don't deserve anything in football. You earn it. And he would have earned it. Absolutely. So, 3 to TDK. Well done, Tom, my boy. He's doing very well. And I hope he continues and just grows and builds.
That's
Georgie?
fantastic. Just quickly, sorry, George, just quickly, did Jamie up to stat I came across? Crippers had the most handballs ever in the Carlton Football Club history.
There you go. That's an inside mid, if ever I've seen one.
There are a couple of comments on a post. Someone said, how many do you reckon Fev had? Like 10 or something like that? And then someone was like, no, he actually had 380. And there was a reply saying, how many were to himself?
Shout out Musti in the chat. My barber's in the chat. Get down to Devon Road for a good haircut. Musti is the best.
That did cheer me up, Andy. I'm just thinking of the tattoo I'm going to get September 30. Although we will,
mate,
we'll both get September 30.
We'll get matching tattoos.
Wet men. Oh shit! So
wet men. Oh no.
Very bad.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Trevor Miles head.
Yeah, just it's after 10 p.m. Sorry, guys. No, man, I can't wait. I'm going to give one to Matt Kennedy because I was a bit on the train that maybe he should be the name to sort of give way. He looked a bit tired, or like maybe just try something a little bit different. I sort of preferred a bit Hewitt over Matt Kennedy, but I really liked what he brought on Friday night. He played superbly well. Got on the scoreboard as well. Kicked the goal. Played his role to perfection. And we bullied. He gets a bit of criticism when we verse the fast midfields and they burn us. Against Sydney, they showed a lot of footage of Kennedy just getting burnt by your Heaney's and your Gouldens and whatnot. But and to Bev Turn in the chat, a man that doesn't get the audits he deserves. There's a few of those players, right? And I'm glad that a lot of these players now, like your Newmans, your Hewitts, your Akers, these guys are getting recognised. So I loved what he's brought. I loved his game on Friday, and it's enabled and freed up. The guy's got 30 or 31 on a goal. Walsh had 33, 34. Cripps had 41. Absolutely racking it up against their midfield. I know Geelong didn't have their look, outside of Guthrie and Tanner-Brun, I don't think they've got any other injuries. But yes, their midfield was a bit shot. Danger obviously had 6 weeks off of the hammy, but loved what he brought. That was great. 2 for TDK, just keeps building. I thought the sibling matchup brought a little bit of extra fire out. They asked him after the game, do you guys do like little bets with each other and whatnot? But he's like, I just want to win. I just want to get one over him. So I think it's just, I feel like Sam getting a flag ignited something in Tom. And
As it should.
hopefully, yes, yeah. Jeremy McGovern should have done the same for Mitch 5 years ago, but anyway, it's all right. We can get it now. But yeah, I feel like Tom. I feel like he wants it. Like there was photos of Tom celebrating with that Geelong squad. I think, well, it's his brother, right? That was a couple of years ago and whatnot. But that would absolutely light a fire in you. Like I want this. I want to feel this, right? And I feel like he's a man that knows his own ability, and he knows like I can bully. I think Andy, you said this a number of months ago. Like I can bully other people now. Like I can actually. I've got the physical. I've got the stature. I've got the physique to be able to do that now. And whether it's him actually just understanding his role and relishing the sole ruck, either way, it's fantastic. So love it. Can't wait to see more of it across the season in September. 2 for TDK and 3 to Wetman. Patrick Cripps, captain, skip, 2024 Brownlow medalist, 2024 Norm Smith medalist, 2024 Finals MVP, Premiership captain, whatever you want to call it. The man is just, he was a great, and I think fatherhood's just elevated him to another status. He's just, nothing else that we haven't said before. 41 touches, no marks, a ton of score involvements, just bullied Geelong's midfield. And just an incredible captain to lead us to our first ever Carlton respects win. We haven't spoken about that, but our first respects win. So in the blue and orange side one. So 3 votes, Paddy Cripps. What a guy.
Nice.
On your way, man.
I'll make mine quick. 1 to Newman, 2 to Walsh, and 3 to Cripps for all the reasons that George said. It's been a long episode, but it's been a good one. Again, this game.
Shout out to everyone.
Thanks for sticking with us.
100%. I mean, we've had over 100 throughout the whole 90 minutes so far. So thank you.
How many likes? Where are the likes? How do you see likes? Someone tell me.
55. Hit the like button. Hit the like button.
I hit it. Where's the like button?
I'll just hit it.
Nice.
Yeah, every
People
device
hit the like
in your
button.
house. Just put us on your Google Home, on your phone, on your work phone, on your TV, on your kid's iPad. Just hit the like button. I appreciate you guys getting around us. You've all stuck fat, and it just continues to grow. So we love you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. But it's probably been one of our longest, if not the longest, review video. But again, this win has brought about so many. If
you don't like the video, you go for Collingwood. Very good. Is that our new thing?
Yes,
100%.
That's our new thing every week.
On you, Justin.
Said it perfectly.
57. Come on, keep it going. Not getting off until we get to 80.
There's a lot of positive discussion points that have come out of this win. It feels like a turning point, a real turning point for Carlton. The way that we played against Geelong on the weekend was something we have not seen the likes of in so long. For most of us, probably never. Me being one of them. This is the first time I've seen Carlton play like this. So, I said it before. It's not confidence anymore. There's no nerves for sure. It's now erring on the side of cockiness. Like we seriously have a list.
Erring on the side of cockiness. I like that.
It's
swagger.
Yeah. Like Richmond does not scare me. Any team that we're playing up until finals, it doesn't bother me, and it's uncharted territories for a Carlton.
Scary. Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah. I haven't felt like this. Never. Like, there may have been some periods last year in that 12-game stretch, but what was also accompanied with it was nerves. There is no nerves now. We just smashed Geelong by 10 plus goals. So it's weird, but it feels good. It feels really, really good. We've got Richmond this week. Talk about your grand final tickets giveaway. We've got Richmond this week. What's his name? The guy that always destroys us, Lynch. He's out. He's out. We're in for. I feel. I don't want to be the early crow, but I feel like it's going to be a comfortable game. It's going to be something where we can go and actually enjoy the footy. So it'll be good.
Going to be level one wing this week. Actually, I just realised if anyone's
exciting,
anyone's there and wants to see it, it's an away game for us. But yeah, level one wing this week. Something different.
Be good. There's only how many rounds after this week? 8 more rounds. 8 more rounds until finals.
Something like that.
Top 4's looking pretty good right now.
Top 2.
Pretty good.
Top 2 is looking fantastic.
We're going for first place, boys. Swans are going to shit the bed.
I'll tell you what, it's Swans have to. I think they might drop a couple. And I if you look at our run home, statistically, it's been rated as the easiest. But I think we are going to absolutely come home like a steam train.
Yeah.
How do you think we're going to go, Moose? I need to know how Moose thinks we're going to go. Look at him. Look at him. Look at this bloke.
Look. I said this to myself. I go, after the bye, 2 to 4 weeks, we'll know where
Uncle Sam.
2 to 4 weeks, we'll know where we're at, and we'll know what the final series is going to look like. So whilst we are very comprehensive and our system is down pat and we know where we're at and we know what we can achieve, the lid is just sort of, I don't know, it's just hovering at the moment. Yeah. I'm just keeping a grip. It's just there.
Do you want to know how
2 to 4 weeks?
Do you want to
2
know
to 4 weeks.
Do you want to know how off my lid is? So my sister recently got engaged. Congratulations to my sister and Mario and Aiden.
Congrats.
They have penciled in a wedding date, and it's September 7 next year. And I told her, I go, listen, if Carlton's playing, you're on your own. I'm not missing a Carlton final. I'm sorry. I will miss my sister's wedding to watch Carlton beat whoever in a final. Just is what it is. She's not happy, by the way. She's absolutely not happy about that. So, yeah, I'm low-key scared. Yeah.
We're playing on Sunday this week. The preview will be Thursday night.
Yep, 9 p.m.
Yep.
And until then, enjoy the media storm around Carlton at the moment. Enjoy everything that all the media pundits are saying. Enjoy this second half of the season and the run to finals, because we're definitely going to be there. And we are looking really, really sweet for top 4, if not even top 2, possibly even first. And that just really depends on how Sydney goes. Until the preview, ladies and gentlemen, it has been an absolute pleasure. I'm going to quickly pass it to George now.
Big shout out to bluescrypto.com, or get around him. I'll pop the comments in the comments, the link to the most recent Web3 marketplace development for bluescrypto.com. If you haven't gotten around him, haven't sussed out the socials, get around bluescrypto.com. Ura's doing some really exciting things in that space. Whether you're a seasoned investor or new to investing in crypto, get around bluescrypto.com. And every Wednesday, 9 p.m., you can jump on for an AMA session, Ask Me Anything with Ur. Thank you for getting around us. Bluescrypto.com, get around them.
Also,
gents.
Also, don't forget, we're doing a giveaway. We're doing a giveaway. Very easy to enter. We've listened to yours. All you have to do, comment. 3 people, I think. You tag 3 people in our comments. Like the post, share the post, follow Derrimut 24/7. $200 Derrimut voucher. That could get you your membership.
You can even get one of these jumpers.
Stand up, show us.
Show us the jumper. There you go.
There's actually some new gear. There's some new gear coming out tomorrow from Derrimut. Actually, they're launching a new line.
I saw that. Looks good. The black on black. Yeah. The black on black stuff.
Yeah. Some new lift wear and that. So that comes out actually pre-sale tomorrow.
So get on the post.
Just get 5 of them.
Tag, share, follow us, follow Derrimut 24/7. And you got a chance to win $200 to spend. That could pay for your gym membership. So if you're looking to make a change in your life as well, funds are a bit tight these days. Everyone's doing it a bit hard, man. My mortgage is through the roof. I'm cursing. So, you know what I mean?
I'm in the neighbor's house recording.
$200. Derrimut, get on it, man.
Justin, Carl, Justin would like to see your Uri, if you could stand up also, please.
I sure can. There it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that comment
I
from
love it.
Bevtone.
Love it.
Sorry, just before we go. Andy, I'm your balance, apparently.
The yin to your yang.
We've been friends
Love
for
it.
what? Almost 30 years, Mus.
Yes, yes.
So yin and yang
Long
is
time.
a great way to put it.
All right,
Very
gents.
good.
Let's wrap it up. Until the preview, it is sayonara from the Monday Blues. Thanks, gents, and thanks for everyone who stuck by. Cheers.
Sicky now.